Mom, Dad, clear out the basement, cause I'm coming home. Hey diddle diddle, the crypto market continues to absolutely fiddle and diddle us as we drop to lower levels. But the question now is, where will we find support, and what is my absolute lowest target that I 100% am convinced that we will get a mega bounce when we hit this price level? And is this actually healthy for the markets like everyone says it is, or in fact was Peter Sniff right all along? And guys, I'm going to be going over exactly how I'm going to be approaching this massive dippage situation. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Duncan Dippage. My friends call me Double D for short, but you can call me Dipstick or the Dipster. Absolutely insane. As I'm recording this video, Bitcoin is actually still falling, which is actually surprising to some people, as in fact the dip does in fact continue. So we have a lot of things I'm going to be covering in this video, but specifically the main takeaways are I'm going to be talking about exactly where I'm confident that Bitcoin is going to bounce. We're going to be talking about specific levels there, and we're also going to be talking about some altcoins, and more specifically how I am approaching this massive dippage alert. So guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like, make sure to subscribe, and if you're not afraid of a little dippage, make sure to turn those post notifications as well so you get access to these time-sensitive, absolutely groundbreaking, jaw-dropping videos as soon as they're posted. And without any further skiddly-doodah, let's spladoosh in. Wow, so guys, let's start off the video with this. Historically, Bitcoin does go through multiple corrections, even in a bull run. And I remember 2017 like it was yesterday. Unfortunately, what a tragic reminder of 2018, an absolute crash waiting to happen. And if I had a little knowledge of TA back then, which I'll admit I did not, then how I would have played that market would have been very, very different. I'm not even sure if I knew about TA back then when I was investing, and I'll tell you one thing, if I just had a basic understanding of cycles, which I did not, then again, how I would have treated January of 2018 would have been immensely different than how I ended up treating January of 2018. And before we go any further, I actually do want to address this question. Is what we're in right now similar to January of 2018? Guys, I'm going to say with 99.9999% confidence, absolutely not, okay? Basically, every single metric you could look at would say, no, we're not even close. So that is one thing to take the sweat off your back and the milk out of your milkers. So again, if we just take a look here back going from, the summer of 2016 all the way up to January of 2018, there were some pretty substantial dippage situations, very similar to what we're seeing now. So as you can see here, Blockport tweeted this, and yeah, you see 34, 33, 38, 40%, 30%. So where are we right now when we take a look at this? So as I'm recording this video, this is basically actually the lowest that we've been all day. So this is a pretty good time to measure how far this absolute dumpage has come so far. Okay, so again, this weekly candle is fairly new. Basically, this entire weekly candle has only been dippage. We closed last week at right about 57.5 thousand, and within a few hours of getting that new weekly candle, it initiated massive dip mode. And we've been within this dip ever basically since Sunday night for me. So let's take a little bit of a teensy-weensy look here. Currently, we are down about 20%. And my target actually, again, is a little bit lower here. So guys, in the grand scheme of things, this is truly a significant dip over the past few months, okay? If you go back a few years, if you've been in this market for a long time, it's really not that big of a dip. But if you've been only in the market for the last 4, 5, 6 months, then yes, this is absolutely maybe one of the bigger dips that you've been experiencing. But I'm here to tell you, we could easily go lower over the next few days, and it would still be 100% in the realm of a totally normal pullback. And one of the things that we always see every time we get one of these 5, 6, or maybe 7 pullbacks in a bull cycle, so even though we're in a bull market, you still get pretty dramatic pullbacks in a bull market. Something we see every single time that is 100% inaccurate is that every time we get a dip, the mainstream media, Twitter personalities like Peter Sniff, anti-Bitcoin people basically, and then even anti-Bitcoin media, and even some not even anti-Bitcoin media, just I guess neutral Bitcoin media, they will always try to attribute some piece of news to the price. And guys, over the past 4 years, I have seen this dozens of times, and it's basically never been accurate. So my point there is saying the news basically, I don't really think had anything to do with this. Bitcoin is just consolidating like we see many times in a cycle. I mean, for pizza's sake, Bitcoin is up absolutely massively in just the last 12 months, and even more massively in the last 3 to 4 months. You can see it is normal to get pullbacks down to the 21-week moving average, and that's at 26,000 US dollars. We're still $20,000 above that level, even after this $10,000 dip so far. So my point here is none of this dip so far has been anything remotely close to an actual bad dip in terms of like breaking some fundamental or technical levels. This is still 100% a normal dip in a bull market. Granted, it is a dip. So as we said, we're about down 20% this week so far. But yeah, we're going to be taking a look at specific levels. Let's actually start here though on the shorter time frames. Yeah, so Bitcoin has kind of collapsed through some of these short-term supports here on this 1 hour chart. As we said, we got that very bearish cross on this 1 hour chart, and yeah, it's been getting rejected every single time it tries to come up back to this 21 moving average on this hourly chart. So that's one thing we're going to look for. If we flip that, then we can see maybe momentum shift here, but we have not even come close to doing that really. You can see currently we're holding on one of our fib levels, the 1.272 here on this 4 hour chart. You see that's where we've just gotten our recent bounce, and we actually have not gotten any 4 hour closes below this level, which is about 45,600. So again, haven't gotten any closes on the 4 hour below 45,600. Really the biggest battle we're seeing here on this daily chart is trying to hold the 21-day moving average, which this will be very interesting to see. We still have multiple hours today before we get this daily close. So if we get a daily close below this, then it is possible that we revisit some lower levels. But guys, this is one of the main takeaways here. This level right here, this level that we've been watching for over a year now, basically that we've been following this chart for over 12 months. Again, revisiting this is going to be a massive level of support in my opinion. We've used this for months and months, and it has provided immense levels of support and resistance going all the way back to the crash in March of 2020. And you can see that here. So for me, I 100% think that we are going to find support ultimately on this daily chart around this level, which is right about 42,000 US dollars. So I personally think if I had to answer early in the video where I think we're going to get an actual bottom of this current move, I personally think 42,000 is going to be the bottom. Keep in mind we could wick down even to this 50-day moving average or something like that, you know, maybe even a quick flash crash below that, but ultimately I think we're going to get significant closes like the daily and especially any weekly closes above 42,000. If we go to the weekly chart, that is also exactly where our big key fib level is too. So again, 42,000 lines up with this macro chart, this weekly chart, and on this daily chart, right about 42,000. So really, I personally think that 42,000 is going to be the big level that is going to ultimately hold for Bitcoin. And as long as it does, then we can look back at this dippage as something very trivial, something not that important. Okay, so let's take a look at Ethereum, because Ethereum has been getting bruised, battered, beaten, and spit on so horribly. But currently, Ethereum is finding support at this very moment. Right on its 50-day moving average. So that is one positive thing that we're seeing here. Currently, it did dip below all the way to 1350. So it did go pretty low, but currently Ethereum has held a very important level. Ethereum has been getting beaten down more than all of these other coins, a lot of these other top coins. For example, let's see Chainlink, actually kind of in a similar situation. ADA holding up much better than Chainlink and Ethereum on its 21-day moving average. But now even we're seeing Bitcoin slip a little below its 21-day moving average. What we're also seeing here, I mean, surprise, surprise, the DXY is getting a little bit of a bounce today. So we're going to keep watching that. Ultimately, I do think this is going to continue downward here. So we'll just have to watch and see it play out here. But again, it could still find support on this for multiple days before it ultimately does come crashing down. And if it doesn't come crashing down, then that's a whole different story. But all indications from what I'm seeing are the DXY is going to crash, and that spells bullishness for crypto. If anything changes, we will know, but yeah, we have a long way to go for the DXY to be in a healthy territory. And guys, as well, this is huge for a reason. We're going to look back, in my opinion, in a few weeks from here and think, wow, this is probably one of the best altcoin accumulation periods there was, because what we're getting right now is simply a backtest, a retouch of the previous all-time highs here, okay, back in 2017, 2018, this all-time high for altcoins. You're seeing we're getting that retouch, which is something we've been talking about also for a few weeks now. So it's happening. And we're getting a bounce so far, but ultimately, whether this plays out in a few days and we recover, or it takes a week or two before we recover, ultimately this, I think as soon as we do recover, again, that is when the true momentum into some of these altcoins is going to pick back up. So really, if you look at this chart, what we're getting right now is a retest of this previous all-time high. Now, if we would have looked at this chart and we would have seen something like this, see it come down to here, guys, that's a different story. But everything we're seeing so far is a healthy pullback, a healthy backtest of this market. So again, like I said, if I would have looked at this chart and we would have been like somewhere drastic down here, if we would have fallen below our previous highs of 2018 and 2017, then that's a different story. But that is not what's happened so far. And again, you can see this candle already has some nice girthy wick to it because it's bouncing back. Wow! So if you're new to the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. Absolutely no panicking, guys. And as well, I will be moving here very shortly. I've been saying that for a while, but there were some complications that came up, specifically with my health when my appendix decided to get infected and I had to have surgery and everything like that. But yeah, I am pushing here. Hopefully, we're going to be having that transition very, very soon. And yeah, we're going to be changing up the content. A lot of you have been saying about live streams and, you know, multiple updates in a day. Unfortunately, that won't be possible until we make this move. But fortunately, it looks like that move is going to be happening here within the next, I want to say a month. So hopefully that does kind of speed up a little bit. But yeah, if you're interested in trading, make sure to take advantage of our Bybit and Femex deposit bonuses below. Never trade more than you're willing to lose, and only do it if you have experience and you want to support the channel. But guys, as I've always said, I say this basically every day, I never trade more than 10% of my portfolio maximum, okay? I would strongly advise, I'm not a financial advisor, but I would strongly advise never trading more than just a small portion, okay? Because you don't want to risk so much of your capital, right? You just want to protect yourself and you want to be careful. And without any further sploosh, that's it for me. Bye-bye!